What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again with a review show. I hope everyone's fit and well. Yes, we're talking about yesterday's fantastic win against Reading, 4-0 at the City Ground. People, I'm excited yet again, another win. I think yet again, Matt's here again, and we win. Every time Matt comes on, we win. And it's not, I'm not coming this Matt, I'm talking about this Matt.
Yeah.
This one,
No.
This one. This one. Every time he comes on, we win. So I think Matt's a good omen. Guys, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you know, and put the comments below how you feel about yesterday's fantastic victory at Reading. Right, final time. Everyone knows everyone except one. Next to me, we've got Lee. How you doing, Lee?
Good. Tired after yesterday. It was a long day, but a brilliant day.
People comments. Did you go to the boxing? Because
yeah,
all of us here, everyone here, I've got a sore throat, so I do apologise if I'm too. Got a bit of a sore throat because my head's spinning and all that. Below Lee, we've got Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Which Matt we going on about me?
Right. This is Benno. This is Matt. Benno.
No, you're doing it the wrong way around. You're pointing the wrong way. It was definitely the other way.
Oh, in opposite.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm doing all right. And the big up to old Lee Wood, because what a performance. You should dedicate the first minute of this to him, because a proper Forest fan making news in the most incredible way. And half the team were there watching him. Brilliant night, brilliant for Nottingham. So, it's one of the best days of sport or anything you could have ever had yesterday. Thank you very much, Nottingham Forest, and thank you very much, Lee Wood.
Yeah, like I said, it was the first time I went to the boxing as well, and experiencing that as well, it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And shout out to Lee Wood as well. What a man! And
brilliant guy.
What a guy! A brilliant guy as well. But like I said, it was a fantastic event. Like I said, people comment below. Did you go and watch the match? Like, it was one of the amazing performances. Like I said, I'll go again.
Did you see him choking up afterwards when they were saying next fight at the City Ground? He got so emotional. It was brilliant. So let's hope that happens.
Conlon's as well, man.
It has to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah, it has to happen. Last but not least, we've got he's been on before, but it was last season. But I think he was more depressed than anything else. Because last time Benno was here, we had Matt's favourite manager, Chris Hutton, here. But yeah, how you doing, Benno? And introduce everyone. Introduce everyone.
Hello, I'm Benno.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm an alcoholic, but he's here for the sort of Hutton therapy, isn't he?
I was been depressed last time because you didn't have me back on after.
Listen, Benno. Everyone's been
picked on form.
Start the season, everyone was depressed. I think I was depressed last season, but now everyone's happy. We keep winning, and that's what it's about. We keep winning games, right? Everyone, I'll start with you. Let me start with you, Benno. We won 4-0. We won 4-0. How are you feeling about yesterday's game?
How am I feeling about what? Sorry, yesterday's game.
Yes, yeah.
Yesterday, in general, just to reiterate what Matt said earlier, it is just like an excellent showcase of what Nottingham sport can be. Like, really showed the city really well. Obviously, Forest winning 4-0, pushing towards the playoffs again now. And Lee Wood showing his Nottingham spirit for that comeback in the boxing yesterday. Absolutely brilliant.
Like I said, it was amazing. I'm still I'm shocked. Like, we're talking about boxing. I'm talking about boxing. Like, I don't believe we won.
Yeah, we're on a football channel. We're talking about the boxing more.
But you got to give him. But I thought the fight was like Forest season in 12 rounds, wasn't it? It started off shit as you could imagine, and it finished with a knockout. So let's hope that the actual season follows, and we've got the knockout to come. We're just sort of having the sort of knockdown stage, and we're going to have the knockout to follow.
That was a great metaphor. I love that.
This is why we get Matt off, because he brings all his talk. So that's why
bullshit.
Right, Lee. Yesterday's game. Let's talk about the football now. The Forest won 4-0, and Lee, talk about the game, man. Like, we battered them, didn't we?
Well, We did. Like, we came out of the blocks from literally the first few seconds. We came straight out of the blocks, went up and scored within 18 seconds.
Right, Lee, 1 minute, right. People in the comments, how many people missed the goal? I want you to be honest, because I know a lot of people missed the goal. Put in the comments, did you miss the goal? Because I know your mate missed the goal, Bello. Bugs there, he missed the goal.
Did he? Not
Jack. No, not Jack. His dad. His dad missed the goal.
Right.
So people in the comments, did you miss the goal? Currently.
Yeah, we came out the blocks, didn't we? Scored, and then as soon as we scored, we just went flat, didn't we? It's like we took the foot off the gas for the first half, and to be honest, there's not much in the first half to talk about other than that, is there? Obviously, they went in at half time. Cooper clearly wasn't happy. You could see it. He wasn't.
Yep.
And then they came out and played how they did against Sheffield United and against Huddersfield and showed the quality we've actually got. And as Cooper said, it could have been more. You know, it was just easy. You know what I mean? That second half, it was easy. And their keeper, I've got to say, he's from Sunday League or something. He's shocking. He's embarrassing. How's he made professional? I'm not being funny. You could have stuck with the goalie to save more.
Right. You know what, Lee, right? This is what I didn't understand, right? Reading brought a goalkeeper for emergency on loan on a Friday. Their keeper was a backup, was a third choice keeper.
Backup to what?
I think they brought in Netherlands from Aston Villa or Everton, and he was on the bench. This is why I didn't understand why Reading played him and put him in goal.
Maybe the guy had an off day. I don't know, but he was shocking. He was awful.
Matt, how you feel about the game?
Same, really. It was, like you say, 35 minutes of nonsense, wasn't it? It was a great start, fantastic ball, great cross, incredible finish. You could see it happening. It was like a script being played out in front of you. And then the next 35 minutes, they just got it all wrong, didn't they? They were doing all the Hollywood balls, you know, the cross-field long balls. They were getting cut out. You know, Reading did fairly well, I thought, for the half. We were making lots of silly mistakes. We made more mistakes in that 35 minutes than we have in the last 4 or 5 games, I think, put together. So it was 35 minutes to forget. But then, as Lee said, second half, normal service was resumed. And it was really nice to see us. You know, we could have got a couple more goals very, very easily, and we were spraying it about, and it was nice. And the goals kept going. Great finishes, really good finishes all round, wasn't it?
Lee, do you think Forest scored way too early? Because as you said, we scored too early. Then after the first half, it just wasn't great.
It's never too early to score. You've just got to carry on the sport, haven't you?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Complacent, didn't they?
Cliche.
Say again, Matt.
Cliche. You're coming out with the cliches. No, you've always got to take a goal. We're not so good. You say, nah, let's do a Canio and give you the goal off. You know, you go and score one, make a game of it. No, you take your goals when you can get them, because you never know. Like under Houghton, they can be about 7 games before you see another sniff of one. So. You take the goals when they come, but they reacted badly to it, didn't they? I think they thought this is going to be. Well, we all did. We all thought, how many are we going to score now? You know, we just get your abacuses out and start counting. But it didn't turn out. You know, they got it all wrong as far as the balance. As far as I was concerned, they were, pinging silly balls and just didn't happen.
I'm talking about the first goal. I'm going to ask you, Matt. Like Davis, he took his goal well, did he?
Me again, is it?
Yeah, you again. You again.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I mean,
when I say Benno, when I say you, Matt, I mean you.
No, I just thought I was hogging the ball. I thought I was hogging the ball like a Zinkernagel or something like that. But anyway, no, you could, well, like I say, you could see it happening though, couldn't you? You could see the ball in, you go control it. You could see he did it perfectly. You could see he was going to swivel, and you knew it was either going to be blocked or the goalie would save it, or it would be a goal. And he executed it perfectly. You know, it was textbook, and it was a great ball, I think, from Garner, wasn't it? So
yeah.
And the thing that annoyed me, as everyone sitting around me will know vividly, is they kept fouling as they often do down our right, and they got away with it all the time. You know, they were lots of professional fouls, and it really wrecks us when the guys don't get booked. If they get booked, it's a different game. And I think things might have been different, but they did lots of fouls in that first half. The referee was a clown as usual.
Nothing new, is it? It's nothing new. We should be used to it now. We never get the decisions. I know it sounds biased, but if you could edit all our games just for the fouls only, I'm sure you could do it, Ben, for the whole game. You could rack them up, like, honestly.
Lee, that's my next job. That's my next job.
A full season work. That's
the thing that's annoying. You know, they put people on Brennan. There's always someone up his backside, and it's hard for him to do anything. And if he can get kicked 3 times before they get a booking, they've got through the 30 minutes, haven't they? And they've got away with it. They can
there was a blatant one second half, wasn't there, on Spence, and they just got a soft free kick for nothing.
Yeah,
and Spence got absolutely side down.
Yeah,
and the ref just went. Play on.
I mean, like you say, same thing every week. You could do a whole program on that rather than game probably most weeks. But there you
go. Benno, how have you been impressed with Davis? And was you a fan saying that you didn't want to sign him? Yes or no?
Was I what? Sorry, I got the first bit. The second bit was I what? Sorry.
You know how everyone was saying about they didn't want Davis to sign for Nottingham Forest. Was you one of the fans to say you didn't want him? Yes or no?
I wouldn't say I didn't want him. I'd say seeing his goal scoring record for a striker was a bit worrying. It was one of those where we thought in the past it's the typical player Nottingham Forest had signed, like a goal scorer with no goals, pretty much. But since he's come in, he's absolutely changed my mind. And one thing I have learnt this season, especially, is not to judge a player before you've seen him in a Forest shirt.
Yeah.
Or more importantly, don't judge a player before you've seen him play under Cooper.
Better listen to me. Don't worry about it. There's people in the comments are doing exactly the same. So you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Because, like with me, as Matt will know, with Colback, I wasn't a fan of Colback, but now he's changed. He's changed my mind.
One thing with Davis that I have seen from the snippets of him at Villa, that I've not seen many, but from what I have seen, what I think he does differently at Forest is his positioning is so much better. He's always in the right places where he needs to be.
100%. Well, Matt, I've got 2 questions for you.
Go on, oh God, Jesus.
Right. Can you ask Matt about, does he feel sorry for Chris Hilton who was still in a position if he had the game given time?
I had an old bloke in front of me, and I was the last game Houghton played. He was coming off the pitch, and I was standing up going, "Go, goodbye, never see you again." It's to Houghton like this, and this bloke goes, "Oh, give him time. Who will we get?" It's like anyone. So he's totally unforgiven. He'll never be forgiven. I still believe he was just trying to get the sack as quick as he could, and everything he did was designed to get the sack. And I know it's funny. There's so many people who are friends with him in the game, like Kevin and all these kind of people you speak to. You always have to sort of sugarcoat it, but he was appalling, and I'll never forgive him for what he did to the football club. It was disgusting, and I almost don't forgive anyone else for letting him do it, especially the old geezer in front of me. So hopefully people have learned, when we never accept that again, never, ever accept what we went through with Houghton. But anyway, let's forget Houghton. I just want to forget.
This question I'm about to ask as well about Cafu. Because we'll talk about Lowe getting injured. But this for you as well, Matt. Again, has opinion changed on Cafu changed about his conclusion on sub yesterday? He started to look like a player who's won a World Cup. And to be fair, he come on and he did change the game, didn't he, Matt?
Well, exactly. Well, like Benno said, it's the Cooper effect, though, isn't it? We haven't seen him much since Cooper came in. I was totally not convinced with him previously, really. I mean, he should be lower down the pecking order. You have people like Forner above him, probably a Hayder and things like this should still be above him, probably now. But having said that, he came on. The first 2 things he did were quite atrocious. The guy ran right down the left wing and he turned his back. He beat him inside and out, across the board. It could have been a goal. But after that, he was incredible. He played really well. And it was definitely the best half he put in a Forest shirt without a shadow of a doubt, as far as I'm concerned. And it's the Cooper effect. He puts a tiger in the tank and you get a completely different player. And I think we really struggled, going back to Davis, in that 35 minutes. We were doing cross-field balls from one wing to another and all that stuff. We weren't just playing simple balls to Davis. He hardly touched the ball for that 35 minutes, I bet you. And the second half, he looked like Stan Collymore with that second goal. The way he sent those two defenders going the wrong direction, turned around and stuck it right in off the post. Incredible. I mean, we definitely got to sign him. He's out of this world, really. And it's just a question of whether, Graven's the best or even Surridge. How good is Surridge?
And that's I think we'll talk about Sturridge as well, because like I said, he come on as well and he scored, but everyone's like, especially second half. We'll talk about second half later on, but it just like everything's changed. Right, we're still talking about the first half. I asked you, Lee, and I don't know if you lot knew. Low, he got injured against Reading. Did you know he got injured against Reading at their ground as well?
Yeah.
How? Like, no one knows how long he's going to be out for, but do you think he'll be a big miss, Lee?
Yeah, of course, because he's naturally left-sided, isn't it? The thing that I found a bit strange was when they saying, they were on about his groin, then they went, well, it's his groin, but he's ill and fatigued, and it's like, well, which is it? I heard it on the interview yesterday. I think it's probably a mixture of both.
We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah, a bit thinking, but yeah, he will. But like I say, you know who I want to see there, rather than Colback going left back. I'd like to see Larea. I'd like to just give him a go. Yeah, I know you could say it's dangerous to chuck him in at any point, but if he's as good as what everyone was saying he is, then why not?
Or Jonathan Panzo, of course. That's the other.
Yeah, John Panzo. Yeah.
But is he a left back?
Yeah, well, he's a left side.
He can play left back. I mean, he can play left back, but he's more of a centre back than everything else. But I remember when we signed McKenna, I believe fans said McKenna can play left back. Well, he's been fantastic for a centre back. Yeah. So it is what it is. People in the comments, if you want to ask any questions to the panel, please do. Hit the like button as well. Benno,
yes.
And this question I've not asked you, Benno. When we appointed Cooper, did you want him? Yes or no? Come on, you got don't me. You gotta say don't come on.
No, what I would say is I didn't not want him, but I wanted Wilder.
Okay, me too. I wanted Wilder, but
he would have been good as well, yeah.
And
so, I know the next question you said, but he's proved everyone wrong in that. He proved you wrong because you wanted Wilder, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. The turnaround he's had, that I've never in my life watching Forest, I've never really felt anything like how it feels now. It's absolutely brilliant what he's done.
Lee, talk about Cooper. Like I said, I'm going to mention the subs. And like I said, we're going to talk about the man, Ryan Yates.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Cooper. The substitutions that he brought on. He brought on Cafu. He brought on Storage. He brought Silva. This guy, fantastic substitutions, especially Cafu as well. Because like Matt mentioned, like he's not as a number 10. We always ask for number 10. We'll talk about Garner as well. Like I think he's been good as well. Garner as a number 10, but Cafu come on, and I think he was very good one yesterday.
He was lively yesterday. He seemed to have more energy. Don't get me wrong, he normally runs around a lot, but he just seemed to be everywhere, didn't he, yesterday? I know, like you say, when he first come on, he made them mistakes, but after that, he was sort of here, there, and everywhere, weren't he? But for me, I just want to say about Silva, because this is what I've been wanting him to do. Yeah. You know, that ball across.
Yeah. Well, Cafu gave him the ball, didn't he? There was
he's had no end product, has it? But that ball was fantastic. It was perfect. Couldn't have played it any better. It was the perfect ball, and obviously Surridge does what he does, puts it in the net. Fantastic, perfect substitutions. To be honest, can't really complain, can we?
I've got a super chat, and this I think is aimed at Matt again. My main man Ryan Yates, don't forget him. Starts every game, scoring again. Him and Garner in midfield. Sorry, Matt.
No, that's pure insanity. This is Kieran's,
Kieran,
he's got a few blind spots. He's got a few blind spots like you. He probably thinks he gets paid too much as well.
Who do you leave out then, Matt?
Well, you have to pick Colback first because everything works with Colback, and you can. It's funny, that number 10 position. Personally, I don't Garner. If it doesn't work in that position either for me. Virtually everyone that plays number 10 suffers, don't they?
What about usually it like a box to box?
Usually it's
got it at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't put Colback at left back, and you put in one of these two other guys. You pick Colback. He's a bit old. You have to rest him a bit, take care of him, pick him at the right times. It was handy, I think, yesterday, him going to left back after he got that sort of silly booking that idiot gave him. He never gets silly bookings anyway. He's too clever. But going to left back, he was out of the danger zone, wasn't he? He didn't have to do his sort of fouls that everyone complains about. It was totally necessary in the middle of the field, which the other which Garner doesn't do, and Yatesy does sometimes, where you've got to make those professional fouls at the right time.
Don't ever disrespect Ryan Yates. He's sometimes
no. I have to say, Matt is Colback's number one fan, 100%.
Benno, I don't know if you know.
Brilliantly again. He's playing out of his skin, though, isn't he? But what can you say about him? He's playing fantastically. He's playing beyond what he thinks he could do, isn't he? Really, I'm sure.
Oh, you mean what Houghton thinks he can do?
He's playing brilliantly. He's playing brilliantly.
Benno, I don't know if I told you, Matt is Jack Colback's number one fan.
Big time.
Big time. Just thought I'd get out there. Benno's here, he doesn't know much, but that's all. That's the 10-minute of Jack Colback.
I'm getting my DNA results back, and I think there's going to be some ginger DNA in there somewhere. Sort of
I think if we get promoted, Matt, you should dye your hair ginger.
I think I should probably do it anyway before I look fucking 95. So I think the way things are going after that boxing and everything else, I'll tell you what.
There's 88 people in. If you've got any questions on the panel, please do. And anything about Forest as well, put in the comments below and we'll talk about it. We're talking late. Ryan Yates again, scoring what a goal! His 7th goal of the season as well. And this guy, he's getting better and better, isn't
he? He is. Do you know what? For me, I was the same as Matt on Yates. I wasn't convinced of his ability. But do you know what? I'll hold my hands up. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. He's proving what he can do. I think it was the Houghton effect was on Yates, because all he seemed to do under Houghton was pass sideways or backwards. You see what he does now under Cooper. The confidence is there. He plays balls on the outside of his foot, like through balls. He's starting to score for fun. The guy last game, the guy was amazing. I've got to hold my hands up. Credit where credit's due. He's playing out his skin. So I can't complain about him. He's doing brilliant, and he's definitely proved me and a lot of people wrong. I never hated him though. Like, I knew he had heart. I knew he had passion. I just wasn't sure of his ability. And that's what it was. It wasn't, I'm a hater.
No, absolutely. He was always
fantastic.
He was always an admirable individual, but we'd all try hard and stuff. If we could get a contract and get Forest to pick us, we'd try as hard as him, probably, maybe harder. But he's a fantastic pro. But former players and his current teammates, if you ask them, they'll say he's limited. He can never play in the Premier League. But look at him now. He's become a player you could imagine cutting it in the Premier League. It's unbelievable. And all credit to him. And going back to Cooper, I think Forest fans, out of all people, should know what a good manager can do. And he's a good manager. And and when you look back now, you look at all our appointments, they've been so unimaginative, haven't they? Really?
Yeah. 100%.
They've all been sort of past it. There haven't been anyone who is it I saw someone talking and they're saying, why do you give a job to someone who's a mate of someone, like a former player, someone they know, such and such, we know him. You just find the best guy to do. Actually, it's Gary Neville, name drop. He was saying, why would you pick I don't know, he was saying about Rio to work at the academy at Manchester United. Why would you pick Rio Ferdinand? What's he done? He might be a good player and stuff like that. You get the best coach, the best guy to develop young players. Maybe it's Gary Brazil, maybe it's Paul
minded managers, haven't we? That's what the problem's been.
Yeah,
with old tactics.
they've all been unimaginative, haven't they? Really, I mean, maybe Montagnier and Sabri were, but on the whole, we haven't gone out and said who's the best young manager who we want to stick with for 5 years, and they're going to make their name. They're going to become like a mini club. Yeah, and Cooper can make history just like Lee Wood. Do something incredible that will go down in history and put this club back on the map. Well, it is on the map already. He's already doing it, and now he's just got to do it longer. That's all.
Better, like Matt and Lee spoke about Ryan Yates and Jack Colback. Was you a fan with them two? Yes or no? Be honest.
Yeah, all the way through. I've loved Ryan Yates.
What about Jack Colback? What about Colback?
Colback, yeah, I was a fan of it, especially when he was on loan at first.
Lying!
He was on loan at first.
You sound like a politician.
When he was on loan at first. And to be fair, when I have seen him play left back in the past, I've not been fully convinced. But this season, he's even shown he can slot in there. And I know he has played there, but do just as good a job as a full-time left back.
But who have you been impressed? Who have you been impressed with so far this season since Cooper's come in? Any player?
Who haven't I or have I? Sorry.
Who have you? You've been impressed with?
Ryan Yates. Even though I was a fan of him, his transformation to he was your typical Chris Shooting CDM, wasn't he? Like you said, he just play sideways, backwards. He basically filled a gap.
Baller. He doesn't do that anymore, does he?
No, look at him now. He
rarely.
He's like your box-to-box midfielder, getting goals, assists. He's absolutely
7 goals. Just want to tell you
even bring the fluky ball. That's when you know things are going right. When you hit a shot or a cross and it pings right out to Spence.
And look, every bump on his head, he's hit them all previously, but now he's hitting the front of his head and it's going straight to the goal in the last minute of games and stuff, isn't it?
He can do no wrong at the minute, can he, really?
But let's be honest, you liked him before, but it wasn't for his football. It can't have been for his football. It must have been some kind of a man crush or something. It makes it more admirable what he's done now, how good he's become. But he wasn't very good before, and he was getting in because he's a grafter and a trier and nothing much else, and nothing really worked. How many headers did he miss? You could make a Dore. That's another one. You could do about 50 headers he had that none of them went down. They all went off at different angles, random angles. It's like he has a hexagon head or something, and you don't know where it's going to go. Last season, now he's getting it.
Last season, behind closed doors, I think he scored 1 header goal, and that was against Rotherham.
But that was on the line, probably, where it hit him on his chest or something.
On about 15 goals with the chances he missed last season.
Yeah, and some people said, he was going to score a lot.
Yeah, he was in the positions.
Well, he was given like the golden ticket, wasn't he? He was like, let's give such and such a go. Let him play centre forward for a couple of games, because he was the guy running. He was given free rein. He was given like the Carvalho role, and he'd worked hard. There's a lot still to admire from him, but he wasn't very good. But now he's good, and he's got confidence, and it's working. And I don't know what they're saying to him, but he's playing brilliantly. And you just got to give him all the credit. And the pass that's brilliant that he's done that and he's changed. It doesn't matter. We got through it.
Like you say, it's his passion that's always won the fans over, isn't it? Really, like myself as well. Him and Worrell as well. I know Worrell's, while he's played at Forest, especially this season, he's always been great. But it's just the passion that wins fans over, isn't it? But I think we're starting to see that with all the players now, not just homegrown players. It's all the players. Yeah, got so much.
Just what I was going to say. Yeah, they all love him being at the club.
I'm just looking at the comments, and we mentioned about like Lowe. We don't know how long's Lowe's out for. But we're talking about Larea. He could play left back. Larea's right footed, struggled at championship level at left back. He can play left back, but that's the problem. Matt mentioned that.
That's why
I don't want Colback left back. He can play left back, but we need him second because he's one of the guys.
It's a waste.
It's a waste. As well with Panzo, people say he's not match fit. But who would you put left? Like Lee, who would you put left back? People in the comments, who would you put left back?
I think you just take a chance on him. What you got to lose is he's fast. He's played it before. He's an international, so his experience. He's played against good players. You know what I mean?
He's played in the World Cup since we signed him, for God's sake. You know, exactly. He's not that bad. And if you're playing with a back five, how bad does he have to be to cost us a game? You know, if he might not be able to attack quite as well, big deal.
Give the guy.
Yeah, we've bought him to play, haven't we? You know, that's what they're there for.
That's what they bought him for.
Or you could pick Bong.
Well, yeah, there's your choices: Bong, or Larea, or loose Colback out midfield. I know
it's not a choice, though, is it?
The one who can fly naturally up and down like a wing back should. That's what Larea can do. The same as Spence, the same as Lowe. So why not give the guy? You've got to play him at some time, or what's the point buying him?
And if you don't like any of them, what's Jaden Richardson doing these days? Get him back if you have to.
He's
Exactly. He can pop down the road and have a kick about.
You know what, Matt? And this is the thing, Matt. You know, you mentioned Jaden Richardson. He's not counted, but did he play on loan to? He was on loan to Exeter.
Someone else. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, playing left back as well. So that's another good option. But like I said, we've got so many players. Like I'm not gonna say like we've got Finn back. He's 18, I think. And
Donnelly's scoring a few goals. Well, actually, yeah, a quick little plug before I forget. They're playing at Notts County tomorrow night. They're under 23s. So get your backside down there at 7:00. Yeah.
Oh, and, that's me. I'm coming down. I'm coming.
Yeah, 7:00 kickoff. Yeah,
I'm coming in.
It's £5 probably. I don't know that for sure, but it's £5. But yeah, get down there and watch them.
Is it on YouTube as well, Matt? Because I'm at work.
There you go. No, pay your £5. Give Donnelly a few quid.
People,
yeah, I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
Oh, so I'm going. Matt, I didn't know that, Matt. Thanks, Matt. I'm definitely going. I'm at work.
Everyone else, all the 100 other people should get down there too. No, but like Donnelly, he's a youngster, but he's very good. He started scoring goals. And actually, the thing I was going to mention is the under 23s seem to be playing the same system now as the first team, which is a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed it seems to be coming in.
Right. So there's 104 people in as well. People, where are you watching the stream? Are you in Nottingham? Are you in UK, abroad? Put the comments below. Where are you watching this stream? Glenn, there's a question from Glenn, and this is a massive thing. And I was a bit mad with this one. The big issue is going to be about Cook, and I see him link Bardan. Everyone's fucking say that he's been fantastic for us since his time for us. Let me ask you, Benno. We don't know how long it's going to be, but he's going to be a massive miss, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. But I'm pretty sure as well on the match report post game. I'm going to have a look quickly while I speak to you.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned something about his injury.
It's ankle, they're saying. I thought it was like an ACL.
Let me say something. Joe Worrell said to a few Forest fans yesterday, he should be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as it looks. I think he was hamming it up a bit.
Yeah.
He was at the boxing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he probably want to get off early to see the undercard or something like that, I think.
So Joe Worrell said he's not as bad as it is, but we don't know. But it's still going to be a massive miss. Like, he's been fantastic along with him, Worrell, and McKenna. Yeah. Carry on, Benno.
Yeah, I think if he is out, it's probably, I don't know who we're looking at because we've got quite a few options is the thing.
We have.
I wouldn't know who Cooper would choose. And like, we're lucky we're in this position to go, who do we choose at left back? Who are we putting it? Yeah.
We've got Panzo.
I know who I'd play.
Right, 1 minute. Wait a minute. People in the comments, who would, if Cook's out for long term, who would you put?
I would like to see...
You start, Benno. Who would you put there?
I would like to see Panzo play. I would like to see Panzo given a chance. But I think it's going to be Figueiredo, probably. Or I'd like to see Mbeso back in the team as well.
That's my choice. Mbeso.
That's my choice.
Worrell in the middle, Mbeso on the right of the three. Yeah. And the reason I say it, he's a ball-playing centre-back. He can ping the ball over. He's proven he can carry the ball. He's proven he can pass. And he can head. You know, he's young, he's quick. What more do you want? Give him a chance. I know he's had injuries, but...
To be fair, right, we're talking about Figs, right? I don't think he's done much wrong. He hasn't done much wrong, has he? Let's be fair. He's on the bench for a reason. So,
no,
Matt, go on.
Right. I don't think Figueiredo's a bad player at all. I think when our defence is this good, it is making him look average when he slots into it.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, it makes him look. Yeah.
No.
What about you, Matt?
For me, it's the opposite. I think Figueiredo has always been a very, very good centre half, but when there's crazy stuff going on around him, he becomes a bad centre half. He's a guy that likes structure. You put him in a good defence, he's a much better player. He's very strong in the air, probably strong. We haven't seen Panzo, but he's definitely stronger in the air than Mbeso. If you're going to put him the central one, which you might, he's not so good as a ball player, though, is he? So it's tricky. You know, we don't really know, do we? Mbeso would be the ball playing one. If we weren't playing QPR, if it was like we were playing Reading, you could put Blinking Yates going back in there and play all your midfielders and stuff. And that's one option. Then you've got the other option. You play, what's he called? McKenna centre, because he's the big guy that can head everything. And you put Panzo to the left. Then you've got the strong left side. So that's an option. And then the other one, they all work. And then the other one is you trust So in the middle. And he's more of a ball player. So he's more like a defensive version of a Ryan Yates slipping back there. So he's, in a way, it's good because he's spoiled for choice. And I don't think any of them are that bad. Having said that, I thought Cook was the second to man of match behind Davis and yesterday. So I thought he had a fantastic game. Yeah. It was a shame, you know, he went off in the end. But hopefully, as you say, reports of his demise are greatly exaggerated, and he's not going to be out for the rest of the season or retire or anything.
It says in this match report that it's an innocuous injury, so that's
probably the impact of it, wasn't it, that made him limp and not stand on it? You know what I mean?
Well, it was. If you play, you know, you can have these things where your leg turns inside out. You shouldn't play on if it happens, but it depends whether it's snapped or whether it's just turned inside out and pops back again. You know, so hopefully it was one of those. But it was his ankle. I thought it was his knee the way he was coming off, but apparently it was his ankle, wasn't it?
There's a question from Michael. Like, if Cook is injured, would you go for a back to 4-2-3-1? Like, or would you bring things in? Like, what would you do, man? Would you bring another centre back in, or bring another attacking midfielder in there? This is you, Matt.
Oh well. It's a difficult one, isn't it? It's how you approach the game, because you could do either. We're at home against QPR. What do you want? Do you want a really solid defence? Do you think we need it? I mean, like yesterday when things went wrong, you thought, well, maybe we should take off Cook at half time and put on an extra player, and you know, we don't need all these defenders.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
So it's difficult. It's purely, I think, up to Cooper whether he thinks, let's stick to it. Let's keep our strong defence and let's let the wingers run riot like we do, or do we think, okay, yeah, we can play with the back four just as easy, and we'll have Yatesy dropping back in. That would be what you do if you want to kind of play the 5 when you're defending and more of a 4-4-2 when you got the ball. And I'll tell you the other thing before the keeper situation is an interesting one. If you want to have another topic for later,
that's another one we'll talk about. And actually, again, right. I'll ask you a minute, Benno. People were slagging off how when Samba got booked and got sent off, and everyone was slagging off. Yes, he's not a good kicker, but he's kept another clean sheet. So Forest fans, get this guy like. Yesterday, there's a Forest man moan about him.
Why moan about him though? Why moan about him? What's he done wrong? You're looking for an agenda, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're looking for something to moan about.
I'm not saying about Forest fans. It's all football fans, but there's always someone that they've got to target. Like, you know, if we start losing, that's the main guy we'll go for, and it's just sad. And like, he's not done that wrong.
I've been really impressed with him, to be fair, especially his shot stopping. Like you say, his distribution ain't great. Probably needs to be worked on. But also, I think Samba being sent off, he now should have to wait for his chance again. While Horvath is playing well, there's no reason he should come out of goal. I don't think. I think it should be Samba needs to get his shirt back after making that mistake that lost him his place.
What about you?
His kicking does worry me. That's the only thing that makes me nervous when he's got the ball at his feet. You know, his shot stopping's brilliant. You can't fault him for that. And he's getting a bit more confident game by game. Obviously, he made a couple of little dodgy sort of errors. Nothing detrimental.
I think he made one. Second half, I think he made one
ball out. Weird save when he didn't need to save it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Until he does something that actually costs us anything, I suppose you keep him in. I mean, I think he's a good keeper, but I think first off, he's number one. How long do you leave him out for? Because Samba, let's be honest, Samba is number one. However you look at it, I think we do miss his distribution because he's a lot quicker than Horvath at that. And I think that's part of our game, which I was going to say about the formation. On Wednesday, I had to stick with the wing-backs because we seem to play better with wing-backs. That's, I feel, more than 4-4-2. But like you say, 4-4-2, you've got the option. But I think we do miss Samba's distribution. It's part of our game, a big part.
Sorry, Matt, come on.
We were talking about this. This is potential banana skin with this keeper situation, I think. Samba didn't react very well to his error, I gather. This is what I'm hearing. So he's got a little bit more punishment than he might have had. If they brought him straight back, it would have been, Horvath, your second choice. You always will be. You've done well, but you're always going to be second choice. Get used to it. He's avoided that. He's given him a few extra games, and Samba's getting his lesson. Hopefully, Cooper's spoken to both of them and made it very clear what the situation is, why he's leaving Thingy out, why he's playing Horvath, and what he expects from both of them as professional footballers, like not punching people in the head, not getting having a Mardy fit or anything like that. So hopefully it's all under control. But in a bad scenario, if he sticks with Horvath too long, and let's assume Horvath isn't the better player, if he thinks Horvath is the best goalkeeper, he just picks him. Easy. But if we say like Lee, which I agree, I think Samba is the better goalkeeper, how long do you leave it before you restore him? Here's my theory. This is the bit. I think you give Horvath the next game because he doesn't deserve dropping. But what's coming up after that? Liverpool. Now, who's the one who's the kind of shrinking violet, and who's the one who's the confident one?
You're going to need someone who commands the area against Liverpool. Do that.
But if you put Horvath in and he lets in 6 goals, it will hurt him. If you put Samba in, he's cocky. He's a confident guy. It's not going to damage him if he lets in 6 goals.
No.
So for me, that's when you bring him back. And if he plays brilliantly, because he'll get a chance to show himself, and he's humble and he does his job, maybe you keep him in and everyone's happy. Horvath's had an extended stay. Everyone's happy. It's done on merit, and Samba's done well. And some people say keep him in as long as you. But if he has a bad game and makes mistakes, like now we'll drop him. Can we afford to let a goalkeeper make? Can we afford to kind of give someone games until they make a mistake? If you think they're going to,
not if you want promotion, no.
No, and the problem is if you upset Samba too much, you're going to have a guy who's letting goals, made mistakes. Samba's fed up. He might want to leave. He doesn't want to be a second choice goalkeeper. I don't know.
This is why
Jordan Smith is quite happy being a second or third choice goalkeeper.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's clever.
It's difficult, but you have to talk to them. You have to talk to them and make sure they're kind of happy and they understand it. And I think it's been a healthy thing that's happened for both of them. But it could turn sour if Samba gets doesn't take it well, and Horvath makes mistakes and loses his confidence. And then it could be a disaster where you have to go out and buy another keeper from this,
So people in the comments, what would you like? I've seen Gary Mammoth's comment about being cynical, can't see somebody coming back for the Liverpool game. People comment, what would you do? Would you bring somebody for the Liverpool game? Because I think if we play the way we are against Liverpool, and I know we mentioned about Horvath's kicking, I think Liverpool will pounce on it. I think Liverpool will pounce on it because
he doesn't command his area, Ben. He's not like Samba. Samba will come out and catch it with one hand. That's how confident he is. Horvath doesn't. He'll punch and that's it. You don't hardly ever see him go up for a cross, do you? And tell the defenders where to be. Samba will, because he's just cocky. That's his personality.
It's their personalities, I think, more than their ability necessarily.
Yeah, it is.
People, that's it. If you've got any questions for the panel about yesterday's game, any Forest general stuff, please put them in the comment. And as well, I'll put in the top link as well. Kevin Campbell event. It's April the 28th, Thursday, the 28th of April. If you want it, the link is below. Please go and get a ticket because all of us going. Benno won't know who Kevin Campbell is. I don't think he was born. Was you, Benno?
I wasn't born, but I know who he is. Don't worry. I don't know. When was he playing? I wouldn't have been watching Forest, so I might have been born.
It's signed for Nottingham Forest. What was it, 94, 95? 94, 95?
I don't count the years now.
If it was 90s, I wasn't born.
That's right then.
Cheers, mate.
You want Matt, if you want to get to know him, Mike, just get your ticket. Just get your ticket. People. Go and get your tickets. And the link, yeah, South Bank. But yeah, go on, Matt. Bring your dad, bring your girlfriend, bring your sister, bring everyone. Right.
I don't have a girlfriend or sister, so that'll be difficult. But
if you'd get a girlfriend if you had a ticket for Kevin Campbell. It might be a bit old. Might be a bit old bird, but that's it.
Matt just said it. He said he's single. If there's any girls out there his age, you know where Matt is. Go on.
Ben knows a few people who go for a Kevin Campbell ticket. I'm sure. Or Ben's friends. He can fix you up, no problem.
Look, I'm not involved. It's none of my business. Right. We'll talk about the fourth goal, and like I said, I mentioned about the substitutions, and it was Cafu, Silva. Let's talk about we'll talk about the fourth goal and Silva passed. And I can't pronounce his name. It's just Sturridge.
Sorry. Forget that. It's got a silent T that doesn't exist.
Sam S. Yes, I'll say Sam S. It was good. It was a good goal, wasn't it, Lee? Really good goal.
Oh yeah, he took it well. He didn't even stop it, did he? He just hit it. That's a sign of a finisher that hasn't even got to take a touch and could put it exactly where he wants it, running onto it, which is what he did. The cross was
the delivery. Yeah, the delivery was perfect. You or I could have kicked it in, couldn't we? You know, he didn't break stride. He just sort of took a slightly slower stride.
Yeah,
beautiful.
That's kind of delivery and end product I've been wanting from Silva. You know what I mean? Not shots to the corner flag or running the ball into people or whatever else he does. Hit it over the bar. That's what you want him to do. Put him on the wing, use his pace, and whip that ball in like that. You can't fault him for that. So yeah.
Matt, right, and this annoyed me yesterday. Right, I know that all the guys come on the bench and did very well, but players like Joe Lolly and Myton, they must get game time now, Matt, because I got a bit mad yesterday. I thought give Myton some minutes, and as well Lolly, because I think it was 3-0 up by that time. And
injuries, Ben, they took the substitutions up, didn't they?
Yeah,
we ran out of them anyway. But personally, I think Lolly, yes, but he doesn't need to play too much, does he? We all know he's carrying a chronic injury, and he can't play week in, week out like he used to. Lolly needs games. Myton, I would have loaned out because he needs games for a completely different reason, and he's not the finished article at the moment at all, and he needs lots of games, and he's not getting the right kind of games, and he's not improving. And unless things change dramatically for some kind of, there's multiple injuries and he ends up playing and doing brilliantly, he's not going to play, and it's going to be a wasted season for him, which is a shame because I think he could have gone out and played and done a Brennan and be coming back next season and he scored 20 goals in a lower league. Yeah, that's what we should have done in hindsight, and it's a shame for him. He'll have had a wasted season like Hader, like Mbeso. Those kind of guys have hardly kicked a football, which is a shame. And you've got them. They're young people and they should be playing games and getting better, just like Brennan is. Look how he benefited last year and just look how he's gone on this year. The stuff he's doing, he's profligate at times. He messes things up at times. But look at the stats. He's peak Lolly. He's Lolly of 3 years ago now. He's doing extraordinary things for a 20-year-old. And, name dropping again. Michaela was with Des Walker last Friday, and he was talking about Tyler and about the confidence they need, how they need to play, score goals, and how it was he was his chance too early, and it affected his confidence when he wasn't able to do it all the time. Although he did it at times, and I think it's the same with Myton. And it was hard. And these guys, they really want to play, and it's really intense situation at the moment, but they're probably not good enough. Not good enough, but they're not comfortable enough. It's too much of a big deal. They need to go out and play football, prove themselves, and feel comfortable on a football pitch. When they come on and they only have 20 minutes, they go, I don't need to prove anything.
Deliver the end product. It's that composure, isn't it, to pick the right pass, or the decision making's not quite there. That's Mighton all over. He can get to goal. He's got a trick. He's got the pace. He can burn past players. But then when it comes to that final ball, he sort of loses his head, doesn't it? And that's
it means too much to them. It means too much to them. It was the same thing with Carvalho. You know, when you put him on for 10 minutes, he's got to do something spectacular in 10 minutes. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that, does it?
100%. I'm going to ask some questions. And this, I think someone agrees with you. Glenn agrees with you, Matt. I agree with Matt. I believe Samba has been supported whole off in trying to help his distribution. And in a matter of time until Samba starts, it probably should be against Liverpool. Do you agree with that, Matt?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what I said. So, talking about people helping people, another thing was old Tendai Derikwa helping Matty Cash become the player he became when he was injured. He did a lot. And I saw this week that Graben has been helping Davis. Yeah, no, he did. You know, Cashy should have given him at least 20% of his signing on fee or whatever for what he did for him. And Graben apparently has been helping Davis with his shooting. Davis was saying, I've learned how to kick the bloody ball now, and that's how come I can score goals. It sounds ridiculous, but you do kind of wonder about these things sometimes, and it can count for a lot, can't it? Someone that can do it, knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, telling someone who's having a little bit of trouble doing it, who knows better than someone like Graben about how to score goals, how to kick the ball in front of the goal, you know, so...
That's what pros should do. An older head should take a younger one under his wing and guide him and help him. That's how it should be.
It's fantastic. It's brilliant to hear that. And there's such a good vibe in the squad, and he's not hoping he fails and gets his place back and gets a new contract next season. He's actually probably shooting himself in the foot.
Right, people, I don't know what this guy's on about, but let me be correct. I can't believe the panel what they said about better than keeping the situation. If I listen to, haven't got a clue what happening behind closed doors. Cooper knows better. What are you on about?
Anyone saying that at all?
What are you on about?
No better than Cooper. It's Cooper's job. That's why he's doing it. What we said is what we feel should happen, or maybe can happen. What keeper we think should be in for when. We're not saying we know better than Cooper. He's the one earning the big bucks.
If I was going to say, if I knew better than Cooper, I'd be very rich at the minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a clue. That.
Sorry, dude. Disagree.
I must win QPR Wednesday. Wompton always there be fully nicked to record coming to City gone as well. Blues and Shaw, they won their last few. I think did QPR win today?
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1 right at the end, didn't they? Yeah.
Oh, they won 2-1. This is the thing. It would have been as well because I think we're are we still 10th or 9th in the league?
I
think if we win, we go 5th. But I'll ask you, Benno. Like, and Benno, I'm gonna put you on the spot because I've not asked Benno. I've already asked Lee and I've asked Matt. Do you believe Forest will go up? Will make the playoffs or go up?
Yeah, I do. It's the first time, like I said earlier, that I've felt like this and I've felt belief like this probably since I've been watching Forest.
You know what, right, Benno, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. I'm gonna throw you under the bus,
Cheers for that.
Because right, I remember, and Ben will remember. Do you remember that time when Martin O'Neill was manager and Rotherham away? Do you remember Rotherham away?
Yeah.
Tell everyone what did you do? How mad was you?
Oh, that was the day the playoffs was out of my head that day.
People about I'm gonna put him on the boss. He was angry. He was on Jack Tuggy's channel, and he was an angry man. He was an angry man. I remember that time he was swearing a lot. And but yeah, it was. You just mentioned
I was
Benno,
younger back then. I was younger.
Still young, Benno. You're still a baby to me. But you know, man. But yeah, you mentioned Benno. Like I said, it's everything's changed, hasn't it? Since I don't know. You talk about you won't know Billy Davis, Samuel Limucci, but it's just we can talk about all the rubbish managers we've had, but do you really think that the players that we've got can can like deal with go for the Premier League.
Yeah, I can see half the players we've got cutting it in the Premier League easily. Obviously, there's going to have to be additions that we make, whether it's getting some of the loan signings permanent or re-signing them on loan, whatever. Some new faces coming in, but also, like you've mentioned, we've got players like Panzo, Laria, Ojeda, Silva, who we haven't really been given much of a chance yet, who are there to be used as well. So,
right. Before we go, I'm going to get everyone's man of the match from yesterday's game. People are commenting, who was your man of the match for yesterday's game? Who was your man of the match yesterday?
Davis. I said it before they even announced it. What a game he had. He was just, obviously, the first half, he scored, and then the first half, well, we know how that went, but the second half, he put himself about, he got the ball, he was everywhere. Don't get me wrong, Cook had a good game. You know, he played really well, but for me, it was just Davis. His work rate's like unparalleled, isn't it? He's just brilliant. It's just great signing.
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, that's plain as the nose on your face. He was brilliant yesterday. Yeah. The things he does with the football, the way he changes direction, it's total 360 degrees centre forward, brilliant. Yeah, and Cook again, obviously. But who would be player of the season contenders at the moment? There's so many. There's so many.
How do you choose that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Colback, Yates.
Oh, there we go. Colback.
But all the defenders, it's not even about how good, but, you know, they're all doing their job brilliantly. And you know, 9 out of 10 for all of them, really. Virtually everyone. There's only a couple of positions. You know, the fullbacks, obviously, a big deal. It's only like Samba, who's blocked in his copybook, and Zink, the number 10, whoever it is playing in that position, hasn't done that great. But other than that, we've got strikers now who are contenders. We've got people who we thought were crap and couldn't score goals, and why did we sign them? And they're now contenders 5 or 6 games later for being player of the season, aren't they?
Matt, we could just have team of the season.
Well, we'll do. You know what? We'll do that. We'll do that at the end of the season. We'll do that definitely. But who do you think was your man of the match yesterday?
Well, like I said, I wasn't at the game. I was at Baseford.
You disgusting person.
I've got to work.
we'll talk about what you do after the show. But yeah. But okay, right. Let me ask you a different question about Ben. Right. So far, who's been your player this season so far for Forest?
It's got to be Jono or Spence for me.
Okay.
Right, or just give the right-hand side of the season.
No, you got to pick one. Something greener. You got to pick one.
I'd say probably overall for the impact he's had, Spence.
Okay, so Ben says Spence. People in the comments, who's been your player this season so far? I'm gonna.
It's hard to argue against McKenna.
Oh, it's really hard.
If you look at someone who's been one of the best players every game, has had like maybe half a bad game, McKenna, but because he's a left centre half, he doesn't get the glory. It's nice because it means the rest of the team's working. In a Houston team, he'd definitely be player of the season because we wouldn't be scoring any goals or anything like that. So, yeah, you're never going to get a glamorous left central defender, but he's probably, you know, Brennan and Spence have had more bad games and made more errors than McKenna.
Probably, I'd agree with you. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? You could throw any name in.
Compare.
It's one of those things. It's hard to argue against so many of them, isn't it?
You could also say Jono because he's took that leap from League One straight into our team. Nothing was expected of him, and at times he's carried us. But
a lot was expected. A lot was expected of him, maybe way too much. He's a 20-year-old kid, and he's delivered. And how many? He's the player of the. He's the best player in the league, arguably, isn't he? He's the most exciting player in the league, along with Spence. Those two are the stars of the division, but they're ripping it up. And
what I mean, Matt,
they're kids.
Matt, what I mean is everyone expected maybe 1 or 2 goals, and let's see him develop. He's just kicked straight off. He's just smashed the league, hasn't it? Don't get me wrong. Yeah. He has his off games. He's a human being. He's a young lad.
He's a kid.
Every player does.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, he's carried us at times.
You've got to accept it for what it is. And he's a young kid who's learning. He's exponential ability. You know, he's improving exponentially. He's going to be one more year in the Championship to just get his feet. After that, the Premier League with us, hopefully, if not sooner. You know, that's the way his career should go. He's not ready for the Premier League now, certainly not for a big club, but he's getting better. And the same applies to Spence. They've got a long career ahead of them. They need to play, establish themselves, and be good enough to play regularly in the Premier League when they just are able to go there.
And they're that good. So many players, isn't there? Because they've all performed. A lot of them have performed above what you'd expect, and that's it. You can't really argue with it.
And I hate to say it again, but with Houghton, it was the opposite. You could not say one player, maybe Garner, who played okay under Houghton. Everyone else career was in downfall. You looked at the transfer market or some of those apps, every one of their values was going down through the toilet. And that apart from the football, that's a bad thing. If you've got a squad that's got, you know, you bought for X million and it's worth 80%, 60%, 40%, no one wants it. You've got to pay their contracts out to get rid of the bloody people because they park in the wrong parking space. What a different world we live in. What a different world we live in now, where they're all good and we're trying to stop people buying them for silly money. It's brilliant, isn't it?
100%. Right, before we do great people, I said, Benno, tell me what's your job? Like I said, you do things for Baseford, so tell me what you do.
I do quite a bit, to be fair. Just Baseford, it's just like doing club media, club journalists, whatever you'd want to call it, just like match reports, filming, stuff like that, interviews, whatever. Then outside of that, it's just I try and do as much for the Nottingham sport and about Forest when I can. Just general like sports journalism, really. But yeah, Baseford.
Are you the new Tails? Are you the new Paul Taylor?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, which one? Daniel Taylor, he tells stories.
Which one? Which one? Daniel Taylor or Paul Taylor?
Well, which one do I think is better?
Well, go on then.
Paul.
Okay, that's all right, yeah.
I know why you said right thing. I know why you said Paul. I know why you said
go
Paul.
On, explain now. Explain. That
I know why.
Juicy.
I know why you said Paul.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I don't know. Go on.
No. Right. Lee and
no, they'd be massive. Any one of them would be massive boots to fill.
Yeah.
He's after their job now. That's fucking hell.
He's after his job. He's after his job now.
I want to be presenting this.
No. What?
Can I buy your channel? I'll be after your job. I'll be presenting this.
Right, listen, mate. If you're gonna talk money, then we'll talk money. Then let's take it.
Honestly, it's not as glamorous as it looks. Honestly.
So, as everyone knows, I like to promote people's workplaces, and I'll start with you, Lee. Tell everyone, Lee.
Yeah, I do kickboxing. I teach people from 4 years of age to 60 plus. We've had people at Great Britain level before. I do it all around Nottingham, Loughborough. People are welcome to come along if they're interested and give it a go. You know, that's it. Really. Obviously, Dora as well. I've made you a little something. Obviously, I'm not on Matt's level for artwork. No way near. But because obviously I thought about your initials are dot, aren't they? So I've done you a door cotton. A very own door cotton. There you go. You can put that up next to Kevin Campbell if you want.
Oh my dude, what a bella.
He's that all day, hasn't he?
That took me literally 5 minutes.
That long.
Thanks,
I'd
Lee.
make it work.
Thanks, Lee. Matt, talk about your. Because I said Matt done this for me. Everyone knows Matt done this for me. Matt, where can I buy your stuff?
Well, from www.rogues.gallery.
The link is below anyway. If people want to buy, the link is below, so they can get stuff, Matt.
Yeah, well, the Lee Woods prints are the next ones. I've got a few. I'm going to try and stick out this week, and they'll be in the tourism place in town as well, no doubt, because he'll be joining the Hall of Fame. The Cooper Mother's Day cards are hot at the moment. If you've got a mum, we've got a fist pump for her. And Yeah, so and I'm working on a few secret. Yeah, exactly. That's it. So and I'm working on a few secret projects at the moment I can't possibly disclose. I said I have to kill you.
And as last but not least, people, like I said, I mentioned Kevin Campbell event Thursday 28th of April. If you want tickets, link is below. Please get your ticket because I think are going fast. There's a question for you, Benno. Does Benno think Chettle could be the future Forest manager?
Why not?
Do you think? Be a politician with these answers, should he?
I know it.
Very on the line.
Lee, I was thinking exactly the same.
Very impartial. Right?
You remind me
of trouble. We don't know whose watching.
It reminds me of what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? No, it was on Kevin Campbell event with me. When Kevin Campbell was there when we did the Forest Derby. There was Malcolm. What's his name?
On your show. This is embarrassing. It's his best mate. He can't think of his name.
No. It was on the Forest event. What's his name? What it was because Benno's a journo, because they like to dodge every single thing, and Benno has tried to dodge every.
You're on about Corey.
I'm not trying to dodge.
That's it, Corey. Yeah, correct.
That's
correct.
You should be offended, Corey.
Steve, correct. No, it just can't.
I don't even know you. Like.
No. Benno is going to Steve Curry. He's like a journo. He dodged most of the questions. You dodged Benno, every single one.
Answers are really long and go around the answers. Yours are just no, maybe. You're on forever.
You are Steve Curry, Benno. That's your new name. That's your new name, Steve Curry. The Dodge Master. But yeah, people, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for everyone watching. Like all the links are below. As well, my vlog was out as well, so go and watch that. Jog on, Lee. Jog on. Well, like I said, it's been a pleasure. Benno, thank you very much for coming on. Matt,
thank you for having me
as well.
$1.99 if anyone wants to buy in it. Just I'll send the prints out.
No, you got to block it. He's trying to undercut my business and kill me.
Well, like I said, it's been a pleasure, people. Like I said, I think I'm back on Tuesday night with the QPR preview with QPR fan. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, as well. Make sure you do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see everyone soon. Peace and love. Up the Reds.
You Reds.